Hello, this is Anglais the Easy Way, and my name is Richard Watson. Today, I've got a question that's dear to my heart. Why is chess such a great game? People can learn from so many different activities. People can learn from playing an instrument, from doing a different sport, any kind of activity. If you work hard at it, you can learn a lot in terms of discipline, in terms of knowledge, in terms of personal growth. But what's the advantage that chess has that some of the others don't have? Well, first of all, let me tell you a bit about me. I've been playing chess for a long time. I started when I was maybe 5, and when I was around 10 or 11, I joined a chess club for the first time, which was a rather humiliating experience. But quickly you pick up and you start working towards playing better. And I've more or less been playing ever since. Not always in a club, but I've always spent time playing chess in my life. So what are the advantages of learning to play chess? I think we can divide it into advantages which are especially for children and other ones which are also for children, but especially for adults, I would say. First thing for kids is that chess is based on very, very strict rules. There's no interpretation, there's no argument. If you don't follow those rules, quite simply, the game doesn't work. Kids learn that very quickly. So the rules are so very structured, but there are so many different ways to play the game that you can actually express yourself when you play. You don't feel bound or inhibited by those rules. It's so free when you're playing chess. So advantages for kids then? Well, kids who play chess spend a lot of time concentrating very hard. Concentration is a great thing for kids to have at every level, for school, for activities, for their future. They learn patience. They have to wait for their opponent to move, and also wait for their own plans and dreams to materialize on the board. They learn resilience. They learn that when you lose, you can come back for the next game. You set up the pieces and you start again. Or they learn that when they're in a bad position, they should keep trying, because often things turn around. Children learn very quickly that you can't just do what you want. You have to constantly think about what your opponent is thinking and planning. That's a great thing for kids to learn. We could even say that kids learn a kind of humility in chess. Everyone loses a lot, even the champions. Kids learn that mistakes are inevitable and that it's part of the process of learning and playing. I know what you're thinking. That sounds very depressing and serious and hard work for kids, but don't forget, kids love this stuff. Chess is a game that inspires kids. You'll hear them laughing and shouting and arguing and having fun with their friends. Chess clubs are lively places when kids are involved, much more than when adults are involved. So what about for adults? I know plenty of adults who could go back and learn those exact same things that we're talking about for the kids. But there are other things, more complex things, that are quite fascinating about chess. One of them is the balance between the material, so the pieces, and the energy or activity of those pieces, and time, where those pieces are, how developed they are. It's a very delicate and interesting balance. Garry Kasparov, the former world champion, compared it to Einstein's theory of energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, saying that you're manipulating the same things. The energy of a position is dependent on the material and the time. And you can transfer an advantage or an imbalance on the board between these different things. You can spend time to gain material, or give up material to gain time, or to gain activity. We learned that big, glorious, strategic ideas or goals or plans can be undone sometimes by simple tactical means. You can't think in a grandiose manner. You have to pay attention to the details. Again, a valuable lesson for all of us. You have to make a lot of judgments in chess based on insufficient knowledge. You're not always sure what's going to happen. It's very rare that you can see everything clearly. So you're constantly making decisions, making judgments, and moving forward without being sure what's going to happen. You can express your style. I know some very timid people who play chess as though they're some kind of berserker Viking warrior. Maybe they take out their aggression on the chessboard instead of the real world. Others are defensive, don't want to take risks, like to control things. It's quite interesting to see how people play. And then you have the personal side of all this. You can have people who have good technical ability, but who lack the courage to sacrifice a piece, lack the patience, lack the perseverance. And these also, when you're learning a language, are the same thing. If you make mistakes when you speak, you can overcome that by being courageous enough to put yourself on the spot, by being organized, bringing these personal qualities, not the technical ones of linguistics and language, and not the technical ones of chess, but the personal ones. Discipline, courage, patience. Bring those into your language learning and into your language use, and that can make a big change in the performance of them, in the same way as it does for chess. Anyway, I'll leave you there today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.